You know this. This is my Dasaita V800 Android 8.0 with 4 gigabytes of RAM. This is the default launcher, so you can see the time and date there, and then the radio station. So if you turn that on,
say this number 200 and B. Listen tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. to win your cash.
Here at Fantastic Sam's Cut and Color, we're all about real lifestyle. That's why I'm here with Emily. She's a real...
There you go. Hit the back button to close out the radio. I didn't listen to the radio. So yeah, you can see the reflection right there of my Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Alright, so here's home screen. These can be moved if you want. That's just what they look like currently. This little sidebar I do not believe can be removed. Navigation just ties to your default to whatever navigation app you want it to. So if you assign it to something, so it's currently assigned to iGo, but I uninstalled, or I moved the SD card that had iGo. So we'll see in a minute how to change that. And then you just slide to the right for your apps. Hold down, you can get to your widgets. So you get your home button, volume button, app switcher button, and your back button, of course. On the side piece here, you have this power button, volume button. Power button doesn't really do anything, it mutes it, or if you hold it, it says it's turning it off. Well, I guess it will power it off. Alright, so that's power button. On old ones, it would just turn the screen off, but yeah, so it puts it to sleep, I guess. Alright, so I'm trying to get this as glare free as possible. It's weird, 642. The sun's going not quite down yet, so I got this weird angle. Anyhow, this is my Dasaita V800 Octa-Core processor, MTCD PX5, 4 gigabytes of RAM. This is the default home screen. I haven't done anything to it, it's just the way it is. Right? So we got your navigation. There you go. Navigation, radio, music, video, settings. This is how it goes from the default. And then there's your other apps. Bluetooth, A2DP, file browser. So it's not really like an app drawer. Everything just kind of lays on there, kind of like an iPhone. And everything adds itself to the end. From this home screen, hit the clock, nothing happens. Hit the radio, well, we'll go to the radio. And if you go back home, it has that as a widget. And you can change it change your stations, I guess. Right. I don't listen to regular radio, so I don't have anything saved. Just hold this button down and it will set it. You can see RDS works. So you can see the RDS works. This bottom doesn't scroll as your AM or FM. This is how you search for and just scanning channels, I guess. I don't know what this does. Alright, so I don't know what's going on there. Again, I don't use the regular radio. You got multiple places you can save stations if you want to do it. Like I said, for the most part, it seems to work alright to me.
The kind of respect that is not gained by position, but by character.
Yep, there too as well.
Or call 1-800-USA-ARMY to see if you can earn your spot.
And it's a 98.9. Should be a good session. Alright, so you can see So hit back, either back here or back here, and it closes the radio. So you can see there's hard capacitive buttons on the side here. There's a power button, a volume button, and on this side you have a navigation button, a home button, and a back button, a cord for auxiliary, a full-size USB port, USB-A. Over here you have a MicroSD card slot. Alright, so the circle is home, and the square is the app switcher button, and this triangle is back. So if we go navigation and then back, yeah, that's not a good example. Go settings, and then go back. That works. Now, so you also have a back button here, does the exact same thing, and you also have a home button here, which does the same thing as the circle home button. This little side piece stays in there. I haven't tried changing the launcher yet. I will during this video, and we'll see what happens. I don't mind it really. I kind of like it, because usually I only use a handful of apps and they stay here. This uses your 3 most recent apps. Generally all I really use is Maps, Waze, Spotify, or Google Play Music, so whichever one I'm using I want in there in the first place. I do use also the A2DP Bluetooth music app. Alright, so let's just go through piece by piece here. This navigation and this navigation are just a little dead setting that goes to, they're just like a shortcut to go to whatever app you choose it for. It'll be set to iGo by default. If you go to your settings, you can change that. We'll see that in here. So, radio is obviously radio. Music's their built-in music app. I don't have anything in there because I don't use it. Videos are built-in video player app. But I don't know what that is. Well, they must have just loaded up some videos for me. You can make it full screen. Minimize it. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It must just came with the radio. I wonder if music came with the radio. So it's 2 songs. Yeah. Alright, so we got some Demi Lovato apparently. Hit here to go to your equalizer, or just changes the settings. You can pause it. And yeah. Alright, again, I don't use this music app. Let's just play, see what else they put on there. I don't know what this is. Alright, so neither one of those are mine. I don't use those apps. I think if you get this head unit, you won't use them either. You'll probably use your own apps. So you can swipe things across just like a standard Android device. Alright, so let's go through settings. Settings, network and internet. I'm on JeepNet, which is my, see down there. This guy here is my Sync Up and Drive, T-Mobile Sync Up Drive hotspot. It just creates a Wi-Fi network in the Jeep from the OBD2 port. It's that little line there. It means you got more settings below. So you can see it's on JeepNet. JeepNet shows other things available. Stranger Danger is my guest Wi-Fi network, which is in the house. Hotspot and Terra things real relevant. VPN I'm not using. Airplane modes I don't need. The settings here, just to reset your network settings, also don't use. Connected devices, I don't know what that does. Now it just goes to your Bluetooth setup there, so you can see this device is called CarKit. I can change the name of it right there if I wanted to. That's the pin, so if you want to change the pin to be whatever you want to, you can. Auto connect, that means whenever the device is paired comes in there, it automatically connects to it. Auto answer, but auto answer your phone calls. I have my Moto Z2 Force and my LG V20 connected to it. Not right now. Right now I'm recording on my Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. So you see your apps installed. So this, you know, you can see this is kind of like you know, Android-y, right? So display, you set your brightness level. I'm at max brightness because it's daytime. Night display, I have it down low. So that means when you turn your headlights on, it thinks it's nighttime and it delays the brightness. So I'll turn the lights on now. And it's hard to really tell during the daytime, but you can see these side lights came on and it dimmed out. And it gets brighter once I turn it back off. Wallpaper, it has some built-in wallpapers, not gallery. Wallpapers are built in. Oh, really? Just this one. That's the only one that's built in. Yeah. And then live wallpapers. Old school Android stuff, right? And you can add stuff if you add stuff in your gallery. Font size, I set to default. Usually I make that bigger, but it's pretty good with the default here. And what else we got? Night display we already covered. Touch assist, that's if you want that little dot on there that Joanne used to have. I hate that thing. So you can see this little dot, and if you touch it, it gives you a bunch of little options. I really don't care for it. So I'm not going to use it. Touch assist, hit this guy, make it go away. If you like it, it's available to you. Alright, and so that was display. Let's do sound. That just make your ketone sound when you press things, right? That little beeping you hear. Volume is just your regular volume for your vehicle. But you can use these side buttons here. You can hit here and make volume. You can hit these side buttons. And the steering wheel controls work as well. So right now I'm using my steering wheel controls. If it's not apparent, this is a 2016 Jeep Wrangler. I do not have the Alpine system. I had the base audio system. I've upgraded to 77 Wallpaper 77 kick 10s and a Kicker VSS subwoofer. And I'm adding a Kicker Keysmart amplifier soon. Notification sound, alarm sound. I don't care about either one of those. Screenshot settings. So you can make a screenshot button in the taskbar if you want to. I don't use any of that. Storage, just shows you the built-in storage is 32 gigabytes. I'm using 7 gigs. And my portable storage, my MicroSD card here, is listed as a GPS card because that's what they originally had in there. It's 16.4 gigs being used out of 64 gigs of my MicroSD card. You can have larger, it's just the card I have in at the moment. Security and location. Location, I want high accuracy because I'm using my GPS. Device, admin apps, that's just find my device. So in theory, if someone stole my Jeep and they didn't turn off the data connection, I could probably find it from the Google's Find My Device. Device is encrypted because it's on Android, Oreo. Absolutely, I don't care about any of that stuff. Users and accounts, there's just me on there. I'm going to blur that out, so you don't need to email me. You can, but not that address. Alright. Accessibility, standard Android stuff, right? Don't need any of that. So here's where we get the more interesting stuff. Car, Google, it's just standard Google stuff. Alright, you don't care about that. System is some, so these are all relevant things here, right? So car and system are going to be relevant to these head units. Car, so element changes the color of these side lights, right? So I'm going to turn it back on. You can see the green now. I hit red, they turn red. It looks orange in this video because it's daylight, but nighttime, trust me, it's red in real life. And then you get these two greens here. That one's a darker green. This middle guy here is pretty much the same color as this Jeep green, which you can see in there, right? So I'll leave it on that one. Turn it back off. Steering wheel keys. This does not work if you use the plug-and-play harness, it has a built-in CAN bus adapter. Now, if you wired up like a pack module or something, then you could program the steering wheel buttons however you wanted to. Amplifier, that just means your EQ settings. So you can change it however you want. Here, you got classic, flat. You can move things around, customize it however you want to. Sub output would probably work if you use the RCA inputs for outputs for your subwoofer. Mine is the Kicker VSS system, so it taps into the existing speaker wires and gets turned on from there. So I don't think it will work in that sub output. Fader, you can move it around, right? All driver. I will say, when I first got, well, I'll show you that in a minute. When I first got in here, when I first turned it on, this was not working correctly. Things were off, but I moved. I changed some settings and fixed it, and I'll show you that in a minute. Navigation, so this is where you can change these. So remember, it was going to iGo, so now I'm going to change navigation application options to Waze. Now I go back. So now I go home, I hit this button or this hard key, and it should take me to Waze. So give it a shot. Boom, Waze, right? Alright, so that works. And then just to clarify again, I'm gonna clear everything, hit the hard button, and boom, back to Waze. So let's go back to car. So navigation. I don't know what navigation monitoring does, or sound mode, or any of this stuff. I think this is sound mode is something to. I mute the voice in both Waze and Google Maps. I don't care for it, so I just use the screen. But if you want the voice, I assume some of these sounds are to mix how loud the GPS voice is versus how loud the music is. This just tells you if your system's working right. You can check it out. The Dasaita will come with its own GPS antenna. I'll have a link what I use, which you can see in the install video. I have an adapter that uses the existing Jeep GPS. I find it easier and better. So, well, I don't know if it's better, but it's easier certainly. Less wires plugged in back there, and I figure when they built this Jeep, they put the GPS where they wanted it to be, or at least in a good location. Driving settings. So this means you can watch a video while you're driving. Block notifications, I don't care about that. And then network settings while you're driving. So it allows if you want to block certain things while you're in motion, you could. If you'd had this one turned off, you wouldn't be able to watch a video while the car's in motion. Extra settings. So this shut down when ACC is off, accessories are off essentially. So auto sleep, that means it basically goes into a deep sleep mode, and then they'll come back on within seconds when you turn it on. If you don't want to do that, like when I travel and my Jeep's going to sit for like a week, I'll change it to 30 seconds and it does a full power off after 30 seconds. But say you head on for 1 hour, you could leave it that way. If you go in the gas station or if you're going to a grocery store and you're back within 1 hour, it'll power back on within 2 or 3 seconds. Now, if you're gone for 1.5 hours, then it goes through the full boot process, which still only takes about 30 seconds, but again, I prefer auto sleep. Playing music. So that means if you plug a USB with music in it, it will jump right to the built-in music player. I don't want that. So, mirror. So when you put it in reverse, you get your mirror. So you get your video right, and then sometimes maybe your camera was backwards. You could reverse it there to show the video backwards. Reversing volume, sound attenuation. So, alright, so I got my music playing. Let's just go to Spotify. And let's play something that hopefully doesn't ding me on YouTube. So let's just look for, that should be, no, that's not it. So they might still have BMI. Alright. So I'm gonna put in reverse. It should get quiet. You hear the volume went down. I'll put it back in park or drive, and it will go back up to full volume. Reverse, volume goes down. Alright, so that's what that does. Let's go back to these settings. Trajectories play. That means, see when I turn the wheel and see how it turns blue there? And you can see it kind of moves those blue lines. And I'm spinning the wheel now. You can see it moving again. So these little blue lines here, that's those. If I turn that off, now you don't have those blue lines anymore. I like them, so I'll leave it on. Parking radar display, I don't really know what that is. I don't think it does anything. Well, maybe. Alright, so it's the next day. As I said, I have a new Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Video was cutting off after 10 minutes apparently. So I changed some settings and we'll see if this makes a difference. Anyhow, so I don't know what parking radar display does. If I turn that off, I don't notice any difference. Rear view ruler is on. As you can see, when I put it in reverse, I have those red and yellow and green lines there. And if I turn that off, there are no lines. Turn it back on and the lines return. Alright, so point of that is, another note there is that my camera is the brand motion camera for Jeep Wrangler, and it does not, I chose the one that does not have lines already, so those lines are only coming from the Jeep, or from the head unit itself, right? So I got a new note, look at that, Sam. So you get your notifications right there. So this was popped up. That's from YouTube. You can see it has the Android Oreo style notifications where it changes the color of the Spotify notification based on the album artwork. Alright, so that was driving settings. No, that was extra settings. Factory reset. I don't want to do it, so password's probably 126 or something like that, but I'm not going to use it. Alright, so system, we have language and input. That's where you change your keyboard. So appearance and layouts, I prefer this hollow blue theme. Well, again, it's the standard Android stuff. You should be familiar with that. Date and time, I have it set to GPS automatically. It seems to work good. Even if I travel to a different time zone, it updates itself correctly. Well, I initially got it was on China time, but of course, changed that. MCU updates, system updates, those are not, if you just hit the button, it's not going to do anything. You plug in a USB drive, which you can plug into here with a USB drive there with the files already on there. Right. About machine, so this is a PX5, as I said, Android version 8.0 on the October 2017 security patch, which isn't super great, but not as bad as some of the other Android units in the past. Kernel version, build number. So if you had an update to the system, you'd be looking for this date right there. So this is a 2018, I believe, January 18th update. So if there's a new update, which Hot Audio will usually post on XDA, then that would be the update there. But at this point, I'm not having any problems. Here's my MCU version, MTCE underscore, so not MTCD. MTCE is just a software improvement from MTCD. MTCE HA Hot Audio version 2.7.1_1. 8-core Coretex A53 at 1.56 gigahertz memory. You can see I got my 4 gig. A little bit shy, but that's how that stuff works. You can see if I hit that guy a whole bunch, I get this thing. And hold it. You get your little octopus guy. I don't really understand the point of this thing. Alright. So that should be all the actual settings. So now it is nighttime, so you can see. Alright, so let me go back to the home screen. I'm going to turn the light off. And now I'm going to turn the parking lights back on. Alright. And while I'm here, let's just run CPU-Z. Let's see, Rockchip A53 1.51 gigahertz. So my CPUs. Model Android. Yeah, so you can see my total RAM. That's 4 gigs roughly, right? Says it's Android version 8.0. Shows security patch level. So you can see it's been on for 12 hours. I'll assume that's what it is. I guess it's how many times it's been awake. That makes sense. So like I said, I turned it off whenever I travel. I'll let the whole Jeep shut down the head unit entirely. There you go. Temperature is 42 degrees Celsius. So that's pretty good, because normally it's higher. I don't know that's else. And then I don't know what the difference is here, but see, these are lower than standard. It's a little chilly this morning. It's 44 degrees right now, but for the most part, those numbers seem accurate. This AC, car CD, and control settings, these will change based on what I have in the. Oh, I didn't go over that, did I? That will change them based on what I have set for my CAN bus. Let's go back to settings. And should be system. No. Settings. Car. Extra settings. No, that's a factory setting, sorry. Alright, that's what I would. Not factory reset. Right. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Done. Nope. It'll be M 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. M. There we go. So I don't know what any of this. I don't ever mess with this screen for the app section. If you turn iPod on to yes, at least in the old joinings, it would make you have an iPod logo, but it never really worked right. Or an iPod app icon. Car logo, that's where you change it, so when you reboot, it'll show the different logos. Mine's of course set to Jeep, but you can change it to any vehicle if you want. See, they got the whole gamut covered here, right? Pretty much everything you're gonna want's in there. Of course, I'm going to save Jeep radio. So this is what you need to change when you first get it. Because mine was set to China, so I changed it to America. And it does make a difference in the sound quality of the radio. Voice. This is where you change the volume level. Like, say your radio was insanely high volume compared to your Bluetooth. You could adjust these levels here. CAN bus. So I changed it to this 78 Jeep Grand Cherokee. And I also changed the front door swap and the back door swap, because that's when you open the door, it shows it sets it without an amplifier. You got a whole bunch of these different options. Simple is what would be the brand that makes, this is what I'm getting from people on XDA, that Simple is the brand that makes the, oh, side note, we're over 10 minutes in this video. I changed it from Full HD 60 frames per second to QHD, and apparently now it's not stopping my video at 10 minutes for the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. So, side note. Alright, so 78 Jeep Grand. This one I've been using to work for me. When I first got it, I have a screenshot somewhere. It was set to a different Simple one. I think it was that one. But the fader didn't work for the volume, and something else wasn't working. So you can move that around. You can try any of them that have a Simple, and it will do different things and make different icons pop up. And like I said, I swapped these doors around, so because they were back. So when you open the door, you'll see it does that, and the icon was backwards. So like I'd open my driver door down, that image and show the passenger door being opened. And so I swapped them. The back door is still backwards. I'll have to change that, but I'll show you that later on. I got a helper here. Key study. This will be how you could change these physical buttons here, or the physical capacitive buttons, or adjust your touch screen. But you could also really mess stuff up here, so it's best to leave it be unless you're just really dying to mess with stuff. So these are some more settings. I don't mess with any of these either. Somebody said if you have an external amplifier, you want to change this setting, but I don't have that set up yet. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with it. So I'm just going to exit. Now if you change something and hit apply, then it will reboot. I didn't change anything, so I'm just going to hit exit. Alright, so like I said, and when you change that CAN bus setting, it changes which one of these are there. Like this says these settings which aren't relevant to the Jeep Wrangler. It may be relevant to the Jeep Grand Cherokee, don't know, but I haven't messed with any of them. Same thing, car CD, there's not a CD player here, and AC. That doesn't appear. Like I'm changing the controls here now, and it doesn't seem to do anything different, and I don't want to mess it up, so I don't mess with that app either. Interesting note here, title does not appear to work. When you turn on the title app, it goes to this screen. Installed it, let me log in, and it looks like it should work here, but You hit explore, nothing. All you have is the same screen the whole time. Search. My collection, same thing. So I'm just gonna hit back to get out of it. It doesn't even appear to be working there, right? So I'm gonna uninstall it. You just hold it down. See that little trash can guy? Drop it in the trash can and ask me if I want to uninstall this app. And I'm gonna say okay. So now title's done. You can also disable stuff. Let's say, like this TV app. I don't have the TV edition, so I'm gonna go to settings, apps, app info. See all my apps. Let's go TV. No, not video. Let's go. I'm not gonna use that video app, right? I showed you briefly how it worked. You can plug a USB in and play videos on that. I've done that in all my other videos. If you want to take a look for a little deeper dive, but I'll never use that. So disable it. And now, let's see. Video app is gone. See? And same thing. So let's get my app switcher button again. So that's one thing to note. Everyone always asks me, which one's better, Joinx, AK, and Dasaita? They all have their pros and cons. Before, somebody's car just made a really weird noise. Before, when I had a Dasaita V800 with Android 6.0, this app switcher button would disappear all the time. It was super annoying. But more importantly, the MicroSD card would stop being recognized after going to sleep. And I didn't like that. So I couldn't recommend it. It was a great unit, worked great, but other than those two bugs, and Google Maps would crash. Those three bugs together would really be a deal killer. This head unit has not had any of those problems. This app switcher button has never disappeared, partly probably because they have this little side piece that's permanently in there, and the MicroSD card they just fixed. I don't know how they did it. So now my TV app will be gone, see? And of course, the more you disable and uninstall, the better you're gonna be, right? Or the quicker things will be. Like I go, I'm not gonna use that at all, so I'm gonna uninstall it. Alright, so let's see. I don't know if this TPMS does anything. I think this has to work with the, if you buy their TPMS, like it, my Jeep still tells me the tire condition, the tire. What am I looking for here? How much air is in the tire, the pound PSI for each tire, but on the eVic, but not on this app. Fox a PDF, I don't care about, so uninstall it. Uninstall that. Let's see, I'm gonna drag Spotify to my home screen. Put that there. See. Alright, and so we covered navigation, we covered radio, we covered music, we covered settings, Bluetooth. This is where you would pair something. Nothing's paired at the moment because I'm not using those two devices right now. I'll go over that later when I have another phone. I'll show you how to pair this Samsung. A2DP would be if you had the Bluetooth connected. That's how you play your music. There's Google Assistant because OK Google works fine.
Here are some results from the web.
I don't know what I did that for. File browser. So you can just go through. This is your GPS card. This is your MicroSD card, so you can see what's all installed in there. And you can just deep dive, right? standard stuff. DVR would be if you had one of those cameras. I do have some cameras. They're not installed at the moment. I'm going to do that in a separate video probably. AVN would be audio video input. So if you use the RCA cables for video or audio input, it will show up here. I'll do that in a different video as well. Gallery, same thing. I don't have any pictures installed. That's just the stuff that's built in from the head unit, I guess, those videos. Easy Connect would be a way to mirror your screen from Android or iPhones. I don't use that. Wheel key study, we already covered. That's the steering wheel. It doesn't work with the CAN bus adapter. With their version of the CAN bus adapter, if you used a pack module or something like that, it would work. Amplifiers, your car settings, and your fader. I want to get my helper in here. I'll change the CAN bus and show the doors and see what I was talking about with these things moving around. But at the moment, you can see
they can stop the revolt, not really a threat, just a sign of success. Energy will be making when the lies are addressed.
So now he's worked. Well, they're a little backwards still, so I went to the right left and it's playing at the right left, went to the rear right and it's playing from the front left. If I go to the rear left, it's playing from the front right. So, I don't know what, but it doesn't bother me because I don't really adjust them any, but it didn't make a difference in these sound settings and the doors. So you can play with various different CAN bus settings to mess with that. Calculator, you want to do some math. There you go. Very important for you Jeeps to do math. Clock is standard Android stuff. You want to set an alarm clock. You want to have a timer. You want to do a stopwatch. APK installer, if you want to sideload app, you could use this right here. GPS info we covered. It shows various stuff. Calendar I don't use. That's something I'm going to disable, but it would just be a standard Google Calendar installed. Let me go ahead and uninstall that because I'll never use it. Or disable it, right? So now you'll see there'll be a hole where that was, right? Chrome, and it has a different icon, but it's just going to be, I don't know why there's two DVR apps, the same thing. Well, don't know why it's not working. But again, you have to have a camera or something installed for that to work in the first place. Geekbench, just another asset app I installed just to test things and check things out. I can run this, but it's going to take 20 minutes. I'm not going to sit here for that. Yeah, I'm not running 20 minutes. I'll run this later. All these apps, so if you want to see how YouTube looks on the smaller screen, you can see that. Alright. So you can see, let's just watch me install this radio on my Jeep.
Alright, so this probably isn't the best video since it's nighttime.
So you can see it fits full screen just fine. And you can back out, of course. Waze works fine. I use that all the time in here. I use Google Maps, works fine. I use that in here. Alright, so that's essentially all I'm going to do is go to the Play Store. And I'm going to download the Google Now launcher. You can always search for Google Play services and see if there's an update available when you first install it. So mine's fine. Well, it didn't pop up there. Sometimes when after you install Google Maps and Google Play Music, you'll get an update to Google Play services that make those run smoother. So again, no, I didn't want Nova. That's not what I wanted to do. What happened there? Oh, well, they renamed it Pixel Launcher, that's right. We'll see if that changes it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people like Nova. You can install it if you want. Point being, you can install any launcher you want. Maybe they took that off the Play Store again. That was my go-to launcher on other devices. But, alright, let's just go to Nova then and see how that works. Alright, see, there's my YouTube video I was watching. I can have background play on if you want, because I'm a YouTube Red subscriber. Yeah, so that's all I was trying to show you, is that if you change your launcher, this little guy stays here. Alright, so since that's the case, I'll just use a default launcher. I don't know, maybe I'll use Nova for a little bit. Oh, I'll need to try my weather widgets. That's what I usually do. And that was a problem with the Seikane, is the weather temperature would not stay on there. So you can see how fluid it is when I'm running through this. So again, I'm on my hotspot, my Jeep, my sync up drive hotspot from T-Mobile. So that's the Wi-Fi speeds as far as you can see as I'm flipping through screens and installing stuff. It's a pretty fluid system. Like I said, it's an Android 8.0 Octa-Core processor and 4 gigs of RAM. So it's as powerful as a decent mid-sized phone at this point, you know, or mid-range. Nah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's more powerful than some people's cell phones that are watching this, so obviously it's not going to be the same as this Galaxy S9 Plus or even my LG V20 or Moto Z2 Force, but still pretty good. Let's see. This could be this may be a situation where it's not working. Yeah, I'm going to go back to my home launcher. Alright, and then I'm going to try to install widget. Let's see. Alright, so this one, oh no, it's working. Okay, so let's just make that a whole new screen. Alright, so the question will be how often this updates itself. If it does it, it's supposed to update every hour. Let's say that was the problem with the previous unit, or the Seikane I had, is that it was not updating itself. And then that would just kind of die on the screen. So we'll try it out and see how it works. Alright, I'll add on to this video later. Alright, now the massive test here, but 40 minutes later, this guy, I left the Jeep, came back, and it still has this on the screen. We'll see if we can update. There we go. Alright, so that seems to be showing, and then it updated 8:05. So that's a little better.